It's here. So Tanya is not here today. We are recording, right? That just started. Good. And somebody's taking minutes for Tanya, or she just watches probably can just watch the meeting now.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Here he comes. There he is.
Yeah.
Morning, Brian.
Good morning. Sorry, I was having trouble with the app.
Yeah, that happens. Okay, so we convened and we're going to begin with general public comments. Do we have any members of the public here wishing to comment? Please raise your hand, clicking on the little toolbar, the hand. Janet Alderton. Janet.
Unmute. I just
Okay, yeah.
say I love the land bank and thank you. That's it.
Aw, what a nice way to start the meeting and the day. Thank you, Janet. Any other members of the public wishing to comment? Raise your hand, please.
You guys want to comment?
No, just okay. Right. No, I'm just interested.
Well, thanks for attending. Okay, so we will move on then to approving the October 21st, 2022 minutes. Were there any corrections to the minutes?
This is where we need Doug Strandberg or Amanda Zeus.
Right. Well, you know, ever since we started recording the meetings, it's probably much easier if you miss something, you know, as they're, so it seems like to me they've gotten more accurate. We're not really coming up with too many corrections. Okay, so with that, with no corrections, the minutes are approved. And moving on to chair and commissioners' reports. Any commissioners wishing to report?
I could report briefly on my position as liaison to the climate. I always get confused about the climate and the sustainability
and resilience.
And resilience.
I think so.
Wow, that's a mouthful. Anyway, the committee that's being head up by Kendra Smith from for the county for being able to address climate change and those sorts of subjects. The October meeting was a quarterly meeting, but it was also for liaisons, and I think it's really it's good work. It's productive. It's in its infancy, and I have no specific actions or anything like that to report on. Although it's just nice to have a lot of engaged people involved in trying to commit ourselves as a county to dealing with the effects of climate change, both already experienced and those that may be coming. I hope I can turn this over, this liaison position, to somebody within the commission for next year, because I think it's valuable work.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Jim. We might wait to see what new commissioners join. When would the next meeting be? Would it be February or?
Probably maybe February or March.
February,
I think for
March?
the
Okay,
liaison.
okay, so we have time when we get new commissioners to find out who might want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you. Any other commissioners wishing to report? I might just say that we had our fall community conversation, a countywide Zoom meeting. And I thought that the Lincoln's presentation was particularly just really, really stellar, very good. So thank you for all that preparation. It still feels like, oh, I wish we had more participation, but I'm sure many organizations feel that, you know, can never, more people register than we're able to show, but I still think it's good, worthwhile. So thank you, staff, for planning that.
Was there, did the Land Trust Alliance convention happen?
Yes, I was there.
Anybody going to report on that?
Okay, let's hear about that. Did a commissioner attend or?
No, Aaron Rock was the only one who went.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
in New Orleans this year.
Yeah, I went to the rally down in New Orleans. It was a great experience. First time going to that. Where it was located, there was a lot of Midwest attendees. So a lot of the meetings that I attended around real estate was focused around farmland easements. I did learn a lot about introductory to the process in which people acquire property through conservation easements and buying property. And there's some 101 there, which was really good. And making a lot of connections to the work that Lincoln does in and out and filling some gaps there. I was able to meet with a couple vendors that we do have some connections with. We did begin working with landscape software, which helps connect what the stewardship staff does, and how they can report and do monitoring, as well as how we integrate admin and acquisition of properties and reporting and pulling it together. It was good to meet with them in person, work out a couple bugs and issues that we were having there. So there was some good networking within vendors that we have worked with in the past. I was told that there was some staff from the Preservation Trust that was there. Unfortunately, I did not see any of them when I was in any of my classes or roaming the halls, but it was just a great overall experience. And that's what I gained out of it.
Well,
So
next year it's in
Go ahead.
Portland.
Yes, that's right. It is
So
important.
I think that next year will be the year to have a pretty big contingent for us.
Good, good. So
I'm
that landscape,
renting a bus. It's got flowers on it. We'll all be driving down together.
Maybe a new commissioner or two could go also, because it is an enlightening experience, and Portland is easy. I last time, well, the one time I went to the Land Trust Alliance conference was, I don't know, many years ago, but it was in Portland, and I just took the train down. It was fantastic.
forget about that mode of
Yeah.
Well, it looks like Sandy's frozen.
connection is yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Know what's going on. It's going in and out. My was curious if that software that you're talking about that integrates stewardship and that's something that we already use. That's okay.
Yeah, it was kind of spearheaded by Amanda Weedo, and we put it into action last year in 2021. There's been a big integration process of getting all of our properties, parcels, easements, integrated so it's correct. And now the stewardship staff uses it when they go out and do their monitoring and other activities, as well as a central hub for keeping all of the important resolutions, purchase and sale agreements, settlement statements for any newly acquired properties. And it's easy to look up a lot of information when we receive questions very quickly. It's a lot more at our fingertips as opposed to going through a shared drive on the computer and searching around folders. It's much more user friendly. Cuts out a lot of time.
Nice.
Great. All right, one last item would be that we need to form a 3-person nominating committee to nominate, to discuss and nominate officers for 2023. So if at this meeting we could appoint the 3 people, commissioners, to do that. And I might suggest that since we have 3 commissioners going off, that maybe those 3 commissioners could be the ones that basically have, because likely it could be that one of the others of us are getting appointed. So it'd be best to have those going off to make the appointments. What do you all think of that? Yes, Jim?
I'll do that. I'll work on that.
Okay.
Same.
All right, Miles, are you up for that? I mean, it's
That sounds-
probably just 1 or 2 conversation and reaching out to other commissioners and then coming back to us in December with chair, vice chair, and I guess we can make Mike's position official financial officer. I'm not sure what we call that. Okay.
Yeah, financial officer. So my question initially is, so I mean, amongst those of you that are continuing on the commission, all of you have served as chair. Krista's served as chair. Sandy is chair right now. Brian has served as chair. And let's see, who am I missing?
Well, Mike would be
Mike,
the,
yeah. So,
Mike is the only one who hasn't. So that will be a question: is will he would he be willing to take that on? But that's up for the nominating committee to figure out.
okay, yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. Moving on, we will have our partner update from San Juan Preservation Trust. And I'm looking to see who we have here. Oh, there
Angela's-
she is. There's her face, Angela. Thank you.
Good
Go ahead,
morning,
Angela.
commissioners. It's Angela Anderson, Executive Director of the San Juan Preservation Trust. I have some really good news for the first update for you. We have, as you are aware, we're trying to close on the Lopez Hill addition by the end of this year. And we have submitted our match grant request, and we received significant donations coming in right at the end, as well as an additional donation after the match requirement. And so assuming we are able to get that full request for the match, we will be fully funded and have reached our fundraising goals for the Lopez Hill edition. So we're really excited about that.
Great.
And I want to thank the land bank staff that was very helpful in just helping with answering questions when we went out to do donor visits, making connections in the community with us and sharing information with Lopez Rocks. I think that made was a big part of bringing new donors to the project and for us to have this successful joint project. So that we really appreciated that joint effort. Other items we have likewise with the Katy Mountain Preserve Edition, which will be we're currently fundraising for as well. That's a project that will hopefully close by next year. We appreciate the assistance in allowing access to be able to do donor visits and just the information that is shared, and so that we can quickly respond to questions. So that's been really helpful as well. And the ongoing efforts around the North Shore project as well. It's been really great communications back and forth. So appreciate just that collegial collaboration. Other items, I wanted to say, Aaron, I'm sorry I missed you. I was at Rally in New Orleans. And so next time we'll definitely have to coordinate staff. We're planning on having a big contingent go out to the next conference, the next LTA conference in Portland. I sit on the Land Trust Alliance Leadership Council. So that is about 50 directors of land trusts across the nation. So I welcome any feedback that the land bank would like me to bring to the national attention. They meet quarterly, so I will be having my next meeting, I believe, on the 16th of December. Also, I sit on the WALT board. And so likewise, any information that the land bank wants to share with the regional association, I'm happy to bring that forward to the WALT board. And we have traditionally, WALT has led a land camp, which is sort of the regional conference every year. And the plan is to continue it to be yearly, but because the rally is being in the Pacific Northwest this year, land camp is canceled. So wanted to let folks know that in case for planning for costs for training and so on. But otherwise it's planned to be every year. The other updates, I'm just looking through. Later in the agenda, I see that the conveyance process is going to be discussed, and I would just want to offer that SJPT would really appreciate some additional time to be able to work through the language there on the areas that specifically relate to our partner conveyances. Had a lot of questions with the language that was in the document, and just want to ensure that that whatever comes through as a guidance document, that's really going to be helpful in our processes and not hold us back from being able to do good projects. And that's it.
Okay, great. Anyone have questions for Angela?
I have a question.
Yes,
Angela,
Lincoln.
it looks like you guys have had a couple of significant acquisitions. I think you may have told us about Sugarloaf at the last meeting. I can't remember, but there's another one too.
Yes, we have just recently closed. We closed on the Sugarloaf property, which is adjacent to Mount Grant. So that is another conservation win, and we'll be able to expand the continual protected area there. And then we also recently closed on a property on Orcas, is JB Farms. And this is a property we had a conservation easement on. And then the owner of a portion of the property had decided to leave the fee to the Preservation Trust. So we've been able to secure that property in fee. There is a lease, life lease on the property. So we the owner is going to maintain the lease of the small cabin there, but we have we'll be protecting that property, and that has a lot of significance as well, as it is in a crucial watershed, and we'll be able to do more on the groundwork as we'll own the fee on that property.
Where is that, Angela?
Right in Crow Valley, so it's abuts Orcas Road, and it's a significant chunk.
And it goes all the way across to Crow Valley Road, too.
Thank you.
Great. All right, thank you. Thank you, Angela, for coming and updating us. And I think this is so very helpful. I don't know why we didn't think about this before, but I think it's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So next up, we have County Council update from Christine Minnie.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
I'm trying to get my camera to come on. Because guess where I am? In my car. And I'm in my car because I am off island. Council and a handful of staff attended a conference this week near Seattle, and we do it every November. We connect with our fellow electeds and other county officials across the state while attending to business through the organization that we call WASAC, which stands for Washington State Association of Counties. We get to participate in seminars, which are varied and many, and these are the ones I chose, but there's plenty to choose from. I chose hot topics in land use, plastics, recycling, circularity, civility in a political world, and how to navigate the stimulus hangover. Fun was had by all.
Okay.
At the last meeting of the council approved awards of distribution from the Public Facilities Improvement Fund. The funds went to EDC programming in 2023, as well as projects across the islands, the first being the Jim Crook building at our fairgrounds is going to get a really delightful uplift. There's a lobby renovation plan for the San Juan Community Theater, and a propane generator is being installed at the Center. Oh, and there was actually the largest allocation was for the McKay Harbor Water District to upgrade their capital facilities. And the total distribution of all of those projects was nearly $450,000. As I am experiencing for the second time, the end of the year is incredibly packed. It's amazing how much gets shoved in right at the last minute, which I guess is human nature. But we have, I think, maybe 4 meetings left. The next being November 29th, which is stacked to the gills. In fact, there are 9 public hearings that day, which just blows my mind.